Keep it up, Joe. Keep it up. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. We're just waiting for the folks waiting online for a beverage to get a beverage, and then we'll get started. You don't want to be starting while we're trying to knock one down. Okay, keep talking. It was just a small interruption. Now, a lot of you guys, keep this up, keep it up. Thank you. So a lot of almost all of our male filmmakers received this bow tie in their swag bag. I'm slightly disappointed that no one put it on for the closing ceremony other than me. I never wear bow ties. But you can teach an old dog new tricks, apparently. Somebody come up to me later and say how good it looks on me, otherwise I will be mortified for several weeks. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's tough to wear bow ties. David Wasco, I think he probably wears bow ties quite often. No? Never. I thought I could find a friend in you, but okay. Not even for awards, a red carpet? Oh, Sandy can tell me the real story later.
Hope you enjoy the festival.
We're almost there. It's not a clip-on, it has a lap.
That's the same thing.
I do want to give a shout out to our friends at Bow Ties Limited, a great company in Middlebury that makes custom bow ties for people all over the world. Oh yes, so if you're experiencing bow tie envy at this moment, you go to bowties.com and you can get yourself one. Not this one, this is exclusive to us. I don't know what we'll do for an encore next year. Okay, well now that the bar is cleared, I just want to welcome everybody to our closing ceremonies for the 4th annual Middlebury New Filmmakers Festival. Based on the joy factor that I picked up on the last few days, I'm thinking people had a pretty good time. Is that true? After all the awards are handed out, we'll have a couple of housekeeping. We'll have a couple of finishing up notes for everybody, and we'll take a break in between the award ceremony and our closing night film, The Sentence, directed by Rudy Valdez, who is here. Rudy, are you here? And can you stand up and let people know that you're here? Where are you, Rudy? Rudy just flew in from New York for this. He has no jet lag. Apparently, he never gets jet lag, which is a good thing. Because he was also in Atlanta before he came to New York, before he came to Burlington, before he came to Middlebury. I promised somebody I would get a new writer before the closing ceremony. So these are all new lines. Okay, so we're going to start, and the presentation in a minute. I'm going to introduce Jay Craven, who's had a brilliant festival yet again, and he's going to start the awards, and we're going to sort of toss it back and forth like a tag team. Jay.
The whole idea of the awards, I don't know, really. I mean, they're great, right? I mean, awards are fine, but it's also true. I've been surveying the audience for the last 2 days. Some of you have probably been in some of those audiences. I say, what's everybody's favorite film? And, you know, somebody's saying Wild Horses, and somebody else is saying, you know, Fail State, and somebody else. I mean, the point of the matter is that if all the audience members were to give their awards, everybody would get an award, right? So let's just assume that, okay? Everybody should get an award. What's important is the experience of the festival. What's important to us is providing this opportunity for filmmakers to come together. We're very lucky to have this geographical situation where we have 5 venues that are all within walking distance. because it means that there's a lot of potential for interaction and connecting with filmmakers and connecting with volunteers and audience members connecting with each other. Did anybody here in the audience talk to somebody they didn't know before they came here about a film or about something? I mean, who knows what? Maybe the weather, I have no idea. But yes, good, I hope so. In any case, it has really been Lloyd's and my pleasure. I mean, I just sort of prepared for this weekend and just sort of said, can I handle this much positive stimulation in a period of 4 days? And you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm just going to have to, you know, I don't know what, start eating sugar to bring myself down, I guess. But in any case, it really is a pleasure, and I want to thank everybody in the audience, all of the filmmakers, all of the sponsors. Each of you play a distinctively crucial role in making this happen. We are just thrilled to do it. It is a lot of work, but it all pays off. And of course, we also have our staff members, Phoebe and Isabel and Munya. Where are you now? Somewhere around, yes, okay. Heather Reed, are you here? No? I haven't seen Heather for a day or so. But anyway, Joe in the projection room here.
Joe.
And our hosts at Middlebury Town Hall Theater deserve a real round of applause.
Yeah.
Keep this place going. All of the ushers and volunteers. So we should get right to it and start with the award for Best Documentary Short, which this is a juried award. Lloyd and I are not on these juries, although we sort of gather the sort of finalists for submission to the jurors.
Hold on, Jay. Let's get the. Can you guys bring that slide up on the screen?
Okay. Well, geez, right. Coordination. Right after we said how great the projection is. All right. Oh, geez. Is that what they're supposed to do before I say it?
Well, you know, we all got discombobulated. Just go ahead.
Guess what it is?
We'll do better next year.
All right, here we go. Is Julian here? Yes.
Come on down.
Excellent. Come on down.
Cool. Feel free. No, here's the center, my man.
Oh,
better
yeah.
for you.
Sorry. Cool, this is awesome. I've never won anything since a coloring contest in '89. That was awesome. But no, seriously, I'd like to thank the MNFF and all the jurors and my host who's been up. She's a sweet lady, Johanna. And then my subject, Louis, who unfortunately passed away, as if you saw the documentary, you know that. And to his partner, and to my friend Laura Aurelia, who introduced me to Louis. And then just want to thank my mom, my brother, Freddie Mercury, Death Grips, the band Wu-Tang Clan, the RZA, the Jizza, Master Killer, Ghostface Killer, Raekwon, the Chef, and Old Dirty Bastard. Thank you.
All right, well, I see how it's working now up there. I think I'm comfortable with this. Best Narrative Short. This is a very strong category. The winner is Honey Pot, directed by Jill Greenwood. Whatever you like to say.
Yeah, probably.
Hello, I wasn't really planning on, I didn't really plan for this, but thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Michael Arkin, for being and yeah, this is awesome. Thanks for having me. This is really great. Thanks to Jay and Karen, my hosts. And
Keep on doing it.
thank you.
For our next juried award for Best Documentary Feature, we have Tom Herman for Dateline Saigon, and Kate Hurst, you're going to come up and present that award, yes? Okay.
No, I just wanted to say that I thought, it was an extraordinary film from a first-time, feature documentary filmmaker. So that's all. And congratulations, Tom.
Jay said say anything I'd like. I think I'll censor myself. Lloyd and Jay and Phoebe and Isabel and the entire group of volunteers and staff of this fabulous festival, thank you for letting me participate. I really want to pay tribute to 5 extraordinary journalists who are the subject of my film, Dateline Saigon. David Halberstam, Neil Sheehan, Malcolm Brown, Horst Voss, and Peter Arnett, who reminded us of the importance of a free press, speaking truth to power and holding government accountable. Their lesson, their example could not be more timely than it is today. And finally, to first-time filmmakers, I'm one of you. Persevere, never give up, stay true to your vision and your inspiration, and magic can happen. Thank you.
Our category is Best Narrative Feature, and the winner of this award is Until First Light by Kyle Armstrong, our friend from Edmonton, who went from Edmonton to Montreal, rented a car, drove down here so he could present his film on his 40th birthday. It's a world premiere. Please welcome Kyle Armstrong to the stage.
Sure.
You know somebody tall filmmakers?
Well, thanks for having me here. I was actually supposed to be shooting my second feature film, and we had to postpone that, so I was able to come down. I'm really happy I could. The festival's been so great to me. Our hosts are fantastic. I really just want to thank my amazing cast and crew who were just really there through the whole process of making this really quiet, unconventional kind of narrative. And it's a really super quiet film, and it's rarely, the films like that are really sort of noticed, so to win an award like this means a lot. So thank you very much, and maybe we'll see you next year.
I certainly hope so. Thank you.
Before we go on, I also want to take a moment to thank our filmmakers who win a kind of award as our opening night special screening, who remained with us for the whole weekend. The filmmakers for Personal Statement. And there's not a Teddy, but there is our humble thanks for sticking around and giving us such a fabulous kickoff for the weekend. for Audience Award, Best Short, just the results still wet on the page here. Caroline Guo for The Test.
Okay, I've never been in such a situation. Thank you so much.
Wait, the short person's going to help you right now. Try that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lloyd and Jay for the wonderful festival, and also my hosts, Bill and Eva. Thank you so much, and just all, Middlebury and festival and all the talented filmmakers I've met. It's been an honor. So thank you so much.
All right then, now, so the audience award for Best Feature, the audience has spoken, and the award goes to Fail State by Alexander Shevin of Hernandez.
I've also never been in one of these situations before. I was trying to think of something to say when I was told about this recognition. I can't thank you guys enough for coming to my screening today. I guess the one thing I would say is that this is an issue that's near and dear to my heart. This is an industry that has ruined the lives of hundreds of thousands of students, and it's still going on today. And when this film is out later this year, I want this film to stop this industry. And everyone in this room can do their part. They can help support their local community colleges. They can help support, low-income students to get them the right information to let them know about predator schools out there in higher education. Everyone can do their part. And I really cannot thank you guys enough for inviting Fail State to screen here this weekend. Thank you.
Now, for those of you who were attending Abacus Small Enough to Jail on Friday night, you saw that Steve James received his VTeddy that night, and Steve left early this morning. But we didn't want to go through the award ceremony without sort of saying in absentia how great it was to have Steve here for the presentation of America to Me, which starts on Starz Network tonight. Make sure you set your DVRs. For Abacus Small Enough to Jail, and for his executive producing of a great film called Minding the Gap. So please, give a round of applause to Steve James. I'm sure you can hear it in Chicago.
Yes, and following up, our special guests, I think, make up a very important part of this weekend because given that we support first and second time filmmakers, the opportunity to have seasoned professionals here as mentors, as examples, people to share what they know, and no one acted with more generosity during this weekend, and no one inspired me more in my own filmmaking than our Sustained Excellence in Production Design 2017 Academy Award winners, David Wasco and Sandy Reynolds Wasco. Thank you.
Again, it was so wonderful to be included in such a fantastic and important festival. We really appreciate the community coming out and looking at what our craft is, which again is the quiet background of fiction films. And again, I'm lucky that I have a wonderful partner that I share the award with. And again, it's full circle with Jay and Bess having done Where the Rivers Flow North and coming back here. just is wonderful. And I also wanted to thank my friend Devin Katogna and Donna and Shirley for making the long journey up from Staten Island to attend this important festival. Okay? Thank you.
Thanks to the community too. You just made us all feel so welcome. It was really fun to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
In the same spirit, we want to take a moment to pay tribute to really important leaders in the Vermont film world whose reputation is international, but who remain based here and working here, and who presented just this afternoon their fabulous film, Burned is Wood the New Coal, Lisa Merton and Alan Bader.
Thank you. If it weren't for the audiences, this audience, as filmmakers, we would be in a dark closet. So I really appreciate everybody coming out and responding to our films. That's important for us.
And we'd like to thank, can I take this thing out of here? We'd like to thank Jay and Lloyd and Isabel and Phoebe and Jake and all the other volunteers who made this festival happen, because they worked their butts off, all these people. They really, it's an intense, we've been to a lot of film festivals and they really, it's wonderful. We thank you for that. And we'd like to thank the audience and thank you for this beautiful award. It's really nice to get an award in your home state.
For our next special tribute, that's where we are right now, and talking about these filmmakers who have made distinctive contributions. And this filmmaker is the only other filmmaker besides Barbara Koppel that we've shown actually 3 of his films at the festival in our 4-year history. And, you know, I'd seen his films Among the Believers, about the madrasa schools in Pakistan. I'd seen his film Shame, about miscarriage of honor justice in Pakistan, both of which just go straight into the core of, you know, highly intensified religious and political and extremist politics, and face it head on. And I said, he could never do anything as completely courageous as that again, until I saw his picture today. And he does the same thing. You're asking for trouble, my friend. But who is doing more? And it's interesting, the New Yorker actually did a piece a couple months ago or a month ago about a young woman filmmaker in Pakistan who is also emerging as an important voice there, and who was tributed as the mentor that helped her make the connections and get going, but Mo Naqvi. Mo, thank you. And, And Mo's award is for courage in filmmaking. And many filmmakers demonstrate courage. Many journalists demonstrate courage. The Dateline Saigon journalists, all extraordinary courage. And today here we want to underscore that point in Mo's work, courage in filmmaking.
thank you so much to the Middlebury Film Festival, to Lloyd, to Jay for being a friend all these years and bringing me back again. And of course to Isabel and Phoebe and everyone at the festival. You really made me feel like at home, and of course my lovely hosts, Kate and John Barstow. I don't know if I ever set out on any of my projects willingly, realizing how dangerous it could be. And when I start off any of these projects, and you tell me the risks that I'm going to have to take, I'd be the first one to decline them. But then, and I'm sure as many of you filmmakers know, once you have a story, and that story really resonates with you, it kind of trumps that fear. So that's the only thing that you can say, that I'm lucky to have found those stories, or they have found me. So thank you so much. It's been an honor and privilege to be here.
So next we'd like to present the Jacob Burns Film Center's Creative Culture Award, and I'm going to ask Sean Weiner, the director of the Creative Culture Program, to come to the stage.
All right, folks. Hi, so this award does come with a beautiful teddy bear, but in addition to that, we offer a residency at the Jacob Burns Film Center, which is just north of New York City, where we have a program called Creative Culture that I run that's a fellowship and residency program. And so the filmmaker will be given about a month to a month and a half, depending on their choosing, to work within our facilities on their following project, to work within our network of industry professionals and using our resources ranging from recording studios to private editing suites and things along that line, while also having full access to our 5-screen art house cinema. So it's we had the honor of presenting this last year to a filmmaker named Martha Gregory, and had an incredible time inviting her into our community. The film that we selected really stands for, is really a metaphor for everything that we kind of believe in the program that we run, which is investing in emerging artists, in believing in the passion of making art, and how if you just keep going for it and you keep trying for it, you'll find a way to make a living off of doing that. And the film subject, Monty, represented that, and the filmmaker, Margaret Metzer, is awarded this prize.
Thank you so much. This is a huge honor, and it's been an honor to be here at the festival and have my film show with such amazing other films. And I think my film is about an artist who is working other jobs so that he can do his art, and I made it while working full time. And the idea of getting to spend some time really focused, and the idea that there's a group of people that want to see my next project is really, feels really great. Thank you so much.
And I just wanted to tell everyone that Meg came up here with her 2-month-old, is that right, Thalia? 2 weeks old? Her new daughter, Thalia, who's not here tonight because, oh, she is, oh, right there. Okay, there we go. There's the whole family over there. You may want to say hello to the baby later. It's so cool. That's great. That's great. We're going to move on now to an award that I think is taking on greater significance with every passing year. If any of you were over at the Mahaney Center for the Arts today, you saw the integration of music into film in a new work by Robin Starbuck with an original score by Matt LaRocca, a Middlebury grad. I found it astonishing actually how this played out. And I'd like to, as we move forward with our next awardee, I'd like to welcome Ben Cadwallader to the stage for the presentation of the Vermont Symphony Award for the Best Integration of Music into Film.
Thank you, Lloyd. It is wonderful to be here and continuing this great collaboration. Robin, congratulations again. It was a wonderful achievement. And we will take this, we premiered it this afternoon, and the VSO will be doing a tour, a statewide tour, in late September into early October. We'll take it to 6 different locations where we'll screen the film and the accompanying score with the full Vermont Symphony Orchestra. And this year's winner will have a year and be paired with a composer, and we'll premiere it right back here at the festival next year and get the same treatment. We just fell in love with this wonderful, wonderful piece by Jeremy Lee Mackenzie, Hidden Blueprints. We loved this story. And he's a Vermonter, which is fantastic. So yeah, we love that. That was accidentally swear. So Jeremy is starting at USC right now. He's a George Lucas scholar. So accepting the award on behalf of Jeremy is Jackson Rowe, who was the composer for Hidden Blueprints, and Aaron Meinhardt, the producer. Please come on up to the stage.
Thank you so much from everyone in our production, and who I would also like to thank, our cast and crew and everybody who worked on the film. I know Jeremy's out at USC in no small part because of this film, and yeah, would like to thank everyone at the Vermont String Orchestra, Middlebury Film Fest, and everybody who put their time and effort to make this such a beautiful festival and wonderful reason to come back to Vermont for us. And also want to thank the Vermont International Film Festival and White River Indie Festival, who have also supported us, just like all this love from Vermont coming back. Just, y'all know how to make filmmakers feel welcome, and thank you very much.
I just wanted to say a quick thanks to Jeremy Lee Mackenzie, who could not be here today. Those of you who've seen the film know that this is a tremendous story and an awesome life that he's lived, and it's just such an honor to be a part of bringing this story to life and sharing it with you all. So we want to thank the Vermont Symphony Orchestra again. Thank you so much for this amazing honor. We love this. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. And just one last thing. I know that there are filmmakers from all over the world represented here in Middlebury, but I also want to draw specific attention to Vermont filmmakers. Vermont is alive and well with film, and hopefully over the coming years we're going to find more and more opportunities to tell the stories that make sense to Vermont. So thanks to everybody for being here, and thank you so much to the Middlebury Filmmakers Festival.
I would just like to point out that those two films awards are specifically designed for short filmmakers. And we believe in short films here at the Middlebury New Filmmakers Festival intensely. There's so much beautiful work captured in shorts, and we want to be able to honor with these two awards short filmmakers who excel. And now for our cash awards, our prizes for the night. First, the Hernandez Bayliss Prize, given to a filmmaker whose film best captures the triumph of the human spirit. It is a prize of $1,000, and I'd like to invite Michelle Hernandez and Bruce Bayliss, and who else is coming up? The family. And the whole family is coming up to make this award. Please welcome them to the stage.
So we're so excited. This is like, we've been with the film festival since the very beginning. This is one of the few things that my whole family agreed on, and we all auditioned the films that Lloyd kind of selected for us to view, and that doesn't happen often in my family. Watching this film, I thought of William Carlos Williams, who not only was a poet and a writer, but also an empathetic New Jersey doctor in Paterson. His deep sense of humanity pervaded both his work in medicine and his writings. His wife recalled that he loved being a doctor, making house calls, and talking to people. Any of the heroic doctors in this movie who chose to work in rural New Mexico could have been poets. They witnessed the reality of opioid abuse and drug addiction that plagues so many communities, including our own, and respond with the deepest sense of humanity to bestow dignity to their patients and a reason to live. Of all the movies we screened, none showed the triumph of the human spirit the way the providers did, through following the selfless doctors who gave rural community members their lives back without judging them as bad or defective people. They treated their patients as human beings, loved ones, parents, relatives, not just nameless drug addicts. This film shows us that there is hope even in the most lost souls, a lesson we should take to heart here in our own state as well. In the film, the patients who overcame addiction are as much examples of triumph of the spirit as are the doctors themselves who devote their lives. As William Carlos Williams wrote about walking the line between being a doctor and a poet, it is difficult to get the news from poems, yet men die miserably every day for lack of what is found there. Congratulations to the providers and to directors Anna Mutlevin and Laura Green for shining light on these everyday heroes.
Anna Mutlevin is here tonight accepting the award.
Wow, that was incredible. Thank you so much to the Hernandez family. I mean, I really wish the providers and the patients could be here this evening to hear that. I really want to thank the Middlebury New Filmmakers Festival for an incredible weekend. I can't believe this is such a young festival because you really have everything. You're really on top of everything. It's been really, really amazing. And I want to thank ITBS and Independent Lens for supporting this film and getting this film out to as many people as possible, into rural communities. It's been amazing coming to Vermont, which is a very different landscape than New Mexico, yet so many of the issues of rural healthcare and the struggles of rural communities are so relevant here as well. I am accepting this on behalf of me and my co-director, Laura Green, who's been my partner in crime and making films, which are surprisingly similar. Yes, I'm just so grateful to the audiences here who are so open and receptive and who were so willing to go on the journey of this film with me. Thank you so much.
Speaking of partners in crime, I want to thank the town of Middlebury for not ticketing people these last 7 years. It was at best an informal arrangement, but it seemed to work. Also want to thank my partner of 4 years, whose chance encounter at the Brandon Town Hall back in 2013 is what led to this festival. Thank you, Lloyd, for all of your generosity. I'm reminded of what I said on opening night about a theme that was just very potent for me in looking at all these films this year, and that is that those themes of endurance and resilience. And I think I continue to see it even more through these days, and also on behalf, on the part of our audiences that were so generous in their response to the films. I mean, we all take a chance with first and second time filmmakers in making this happen, but what we see is just an extraordinary amount of vision, just that is not fully cultivated, but just always passionate and visionary and just full of promise and full of imagination. We want to thank everybody that's a party to that, including the audience. The film will show tonight, The Sentence, just a brief plug, continues that theme. Very powerful movie. Don't miss it. It's free. It's here. It's at 7:30. And for the next award, for the Clio Visualizing History Prize for the advancement of women in film, an award. This is our second year presenting that award. I want to invite Bess O'Brien to read a statement from Lola Van Wagenen.
So I'm just going to read this. Lola Van Wagenen, do we need to say who she is? She's a major person. I don't know her whole bio, but she lives in Shelburne, and she gives us, this is the third year, the fourth year?
Second year.
Second year award. So Nancy, you got it. You probably already know that, but you're getting the award for your remarkable film, Roll, Red, Roll, which I was very fortunate this afternoon to do the Q&A with you around. So this is from Lola. 6 years ago, writer-director Kirby Dick documented rape in all branches of the military. His film, The Invisible War, won nominations for an Oscar and an Emmy. More importantly, it had such a powerful public impact that the military had to confront the issue head-on, changing laws, leaders, and protocol. When Dick was asked why documentaries have become such a powerful force in the film industry, he responded, because of the increasing lack of solid investigative journalism. Documentary films now fill that gap. On two counts, that fact is particularly relevant this evening. First, we have another remarkable piece of investigative journalism in Roll, Red, Roll. Not only does it focus on the issue of rape in a small American town and the internal conflicts it creates, it is also a riveting and provoking piece of storytelling. Second, the documentary films can be powerful mediums for social change. Roll, Red, Roll is a film that has broad implications for American culture. It is hard to imagine that Steubenville is the only American town struggling with these issues, and how much courage it takes to speak up. The film vividly shows the need for honest and profound conversations with our young people, if not at home, then in our schools. And finally, the film also illustrates how many adults were turning a blind eye to what they knew was happening and ultimately enabling such remarkably bad behavior. So, my sincere thanks to Nancy. These are conversations that Roll, Red, Roll must stimulate. Congratulations.
Nancy Schwartzman.
Thanks so much to the festival organizers. I also, just no one's mentioned this, the swag bag at this festival is amazing. There's like huge chunks of cookies and sweets, and I like ate out of that bag all weekend. But this has been awesome. The films have been truly remarkable and really provocative, and audiences have been tremendous, and this is such an honor to win an award and have the hard work of making independent film be recognized, and I'm so thrilled to get a teddy bear, and thank you guys so much, and I hope I can come back with my next film. It's really an honor. Thank you.
Our last prize of the evening is new. It is the Gaia Prize for Environmental Filmmaking, and it is underwritten by an anonymous local donor, and I'd like to read a statement. The first Gaia Prize could not be awarded to a more deserving movie than Yasuni Man by film director Ryan Murphy. Ryan, while putting his own life at risk, conveys an intimate and spellbinding account of one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth, the Ecuadorian Amazon rainforest along the ridges of the Andes, just underneath the equator, coupled with the fate and ancestral wisdom of their indigenous tribes people, the Wairani. Yet, these environmentally savvy and nature-abiding tribes people are being threatened with extinction, and their pristine ecosystem is being shattered by the oil explorations of Shell and Texaco. The movie challenges us to face the existential question: are we so short-sighted to sacrifice an ecosystem essential to the overall condition of life on Earth to the benefit of short-term profits? Kalaki leaves us with a final question. What kind of person do we want to be? A destroyer, a watcher, or a protector? Our cultural dependency on fossil fuels have made us all, at some point, destroyers. The film has made us watchers. But now we can decide to become protectors of Earth's precious ecosystems, its tribes people, and its commons. Ryan Kalaki, please come up to receive the award.
First off, thank you to Lloyd and Jay and Isabel and Phoebe and Munya and all of the volunteers. This has been a wonderful festival. This is like our 30th festival now for this film that we've been pushing our hardest to try to be a success and bring to as many people to bring the story to as many people as we can. This movie took 7 years in the making. It takes about 2.5 days by boat to get into this community, and they're aggressively defending their territory from exploitation. I hope that those people that were not able to get in our film will be able to see it later. And you know, I love Vermont, love Middlebury, you got lots of good friends here. I also want to say thank you very much to David and Lisa, who hosted me over the past 4 days and stuffed me like a pig. It's been wonderful staying with them, the family at your house. And my mother came out, who is one of my greatest supporters of, you know, this long endeavor over, you know, spending so much time in the Amazon. And I guess my last thing to say is, you know, we all know what's going on here in this country and the world, mass population, we're getting all the plastics in the ocean, things appear to be getting worse and worse and worse, and I think that all of us collectively have got to come together and do a lot better. Thank you again for the recognition, everybody, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All the Teddies have been handed out, and in recognition of all the people who received them tonight, I'd ask all of them to stand and please give them one more great round of applause for their work. That was a really good round of applause. I like that so much. Okay, well, so we're going to come back up in about 10 minutes, I think, with the closing night film, The Sentence, by Rudy Valdez. Rudy will make a few comments before we screen. Why don't you take a few minutes? If you want to stay for the film, of course you will. And if you need to go home, of course you will. The bar is still open, right? Am I correct about that? The bar is open. You can get a beverage, stretch your legs. If you are going home, I do want to say thank you so much for coming to the 4th annual Middlebury New Filmmakers Festival. We'll see you next year, August 22nd to 25th for the 5th annual. Thank you.